working here?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Well, let me introduce myself. My name is Tony Stoichev, aka Tony the Realtor, and I'll tell you about that a little later. That's my 5th year in business. Most of my business comes from my sphere, so that's the reason I also teach the database class. Last year I had, so this is important. I want you to hear that because I'm in a very weird stage of my career. So I had 26 transactions last year. It was extremely successful. I don't even know how I did it. 92% of deals came from database. I had 50% from people that I've met, 42% of referrals from people that I've met. I also had one from just single transaction, just from only.
Did we lose Tony?
Yeah.
So yeah. And my
Okay.
He looks frozen.
Like, did my earpiece just die? No, he's gonna sign back in. Just give him a minute.
he was so successful, it kicked him right off.
Right? He had too many leads coming in at the same time. He's like, forget the class. They can fend for themselves.
I love that.
Here's the hard part. Did Lydia drop off?
I thought she said she had to sign out.
Yeah. So here's going to be the problem. No, if she now she was the host, and now Tony is not going to be able to be admitted to his own meeting. Hold, please. Nicole's got to find the password. Bida bada bida bada bida ba. That's your hold music. What did I change it to? You know how they tell you to update your passwords? Yeah. Not easy. Oh, bless it. I'm gonna put you on mute so I can yell across the building. Oh wait, can we? Oh wait, I can admit him. Okay, cool. All right, we're back in business. Oh, cool, this is all being recorded. We are rock stars.
What happened?
Oh, Tony, you should be in the office. We have wonderful internet here.
It is just funny here. Was I the only one kicked out of the meeting?
Yeah, you froze and then you went bye-bye.
Jeez, I'm sorry about that. I thought that you guys, that's Lydia. Hey, I got kicked out of the Zoom meeting. That's why I called you, but I logged in, so I'm good now. Thanks.
Are you host again or no?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll check on my phone and make you host.
Okay, thanks. Bye. Oh boy. Okay. So I'm
Okay,
back.
I made you host, Tony.
You made me a host. Okay, so I can let people in.
Yes.
Okay. So where was I?
You were introducing yourself. You've been in business for 5 years. You've got a rock star year in 2020. You're gonna have a rock star double year in 2021.
Oh,
No, I'm at the worst year of my So 2020 is not looking good right for me, so that's why I want to shift things. And the goal is to hit my day and hit them hard, starting tomorrow, because today I'm doing this, and in the afternoon I'm doing something else. So that's the reason why I'm teaching the class. This class is going to be approximately hour and a half. It depends on how many questions you guys have. And feel free to stop me and ask questions. I'll be happy to answer. I don't have the answers to all the questions, but I guess combined we can answer. So I know that you already took 3 classes. Everybody introduced themselves, but I don't know most of the people. So I would ask you quickly to give me your name, how many years in business, and give me one fun fact about you. So I'm Tony. That's my 5th year in business, and I like skiing. I love skiing. So Jane, how about you?
Jane Faber. I've been doing real estate most of the time, part-time, raising a family. Now it's like 27 years. So anyway, no matter how much you've been in business, you're always learning. You're always trying to gain confidence in what you're doing. And I just encourage everyone, just do as much training as you possibly can.
Okay, thank you. I could.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Aykut. This is my first year, and I enjoy making people happy, and also I am happy watching soccer games and when my team wins.
Ooh, you're my man. There you go. So just, yeah, go ahead, Vanessa. Anybody else?
I'll go.
I'll go. My name is Vanessa Galindez. I got my license in November of last year. And I like to eat. It's my favorite thing to do. I'm a mother of 2, an 11-year-old and a 2-year-old. And yeah, looking forward to learning all that I can.
Okay. And then we have, who else do we have? Why is it that I cannot see the names? Yeah, somebody, please, go ahead.
Okay, so I'll go. My name's Dominic. I've been in this business for about 2 months. So definitely learning a lot right now. A fun fact about me is that I also own a travel agency. So I'm getting sales from both ends and double dipping in my sphere to build both businesses.
Way to go, brother. Thank you, Dominic. Who else do we have? Georgia?
Hi, everyone. Yeah, my name is Georgia. I've been with Keller Williams since September of 2020. And I also have a side, I don't know, career, business, hobby, interest of working with people and energy work and meditation and stress management.
Okay.
Thanks.
Sheena?
Hi guys, I'm Sheena here with the Bella Homes team. Been doing this for 4 years. Love what I do, and I love taking a lot of training. It motivates me. It pushes me. I've already gotten 10 contacts from the last class, so it just is good for me.
Awesome. Jim?
Hello, this is Jim Antonopoulos. I've been in real estate for almost 3 years. And one fun fact about me is I like house music.
Wow. I did not know that. All right.
That's awesome.
Who else do we have? Michelle?
Yes, I can go. My name is Michelle. I've been in the business for 4 months. I know, a very long time. Fun fact about myself is I closed on my very own house, my first transaction, and it went pretty smoothly. So I'm hoping to be able to relate to my future clients and kind of walk them through that same process and kind of remember that process over and over and over as I keep working with new people.
Awesome. Thank you. Anybody else?
I'll go. This is Mary Kay. I hope you can hear me okay. I am a hockey mom. I've been doing this for a little over 2 months. And in a former life, I was an avid skier before kids.
Okay.
You were a what?
A former skier.
Oh, no way. Cool.
I also have an online business, resale business.
Wonderful. So, and Mary, which one is your favorite place to ski at?
Oh, the first place I skied at probably was Grand Targhee. When I was skiing out west. I grew up skiing in the Midwest, which is kind of like being on ice skates because the hills really don't have much snow. So I'd say in this area, like Boyne Mountain, but out west, probably Targhee.
Okay. And what's your favorite ski style?
Ski style, slalom.
Say that again?
Slalom.
Oh, slalom. Okay. I like giant slalom, so. Cool. Who else do we have? Christina? Okay, maybe she's busy doing something else. Anybody else? Okay, excellent. So, Aykut, who's your favorite soccer team? You gotta unmute yourself.
Second. All right, now it's good.
Yeah.
So I'm from Turkey, so I'm a big time Fenerbahce fan. It's a team from Istanbul. They're also
Okay.
called Bulu Canarias.
Okay, so you and Galatasaray, you don't love each other too much.
No, Galatasaray. No, I don't care for Galatasaray a bit. So whoever they play, I want them to lose.
What about
Doesn't matter who they play.
What about your favorite team in Europe?
In Europe, I mean, I like the Premier League. I enjoy Premier League very much. So I like Liverpool, and I like Chelsea. Yeah, and
Is Mo Salah your favorite player?
Yes, he's a good player. I enjoy him a lot. I like him a lot, and I like in Spain. I like Real Madrid. In Italy, I like Juventus. So, but there's not much time for them, so I only watch Fenerbahce as much as I can. So I have to study and learn a lot. So lately, I have not been watching any of their games. So
okay,
but it's fun. So I enjoy that.
How about you, Dominic? What you have good going on? I want to go to Mexico. Something. Give me a good deal to what?
Well, it all depends on where you want to go, but flying to Mexico is actually very cheap right now. Rates are definitely low. Cancellation and like rebooking is very flexible. That it has not been over the past couple of years. So airlines and hotels have been very flexible. So depending on your likes, I don't know what's important to you in regards to your hotel, the type of hotel, if you want all inclusive versus a la carte. So it ultimately depends.
I like all inclusive. I like luxury and I like cheap.
Oh, luxury and cheap. Oh, sounds about right. You know what? So,
are you the right agent for me or not?
You know what? So if you could spend maybe 20 minutes, I want to get to know the type of hotel. If you want a view versus a garden view or an ocean view, I can definitely put it together for you. It takes a little bit more of getting to know you as the traveler.
Or the Up City might be a good one too.
Very good one. Good way to put it towards real estate.
Okay. So why am I bringing all this up? I mean, am I asking Dominic about soccer? No. Am I asking Sheena about travel agency? No, right? So this is important because when you do your database, when you do your sphere, you want to have meaningful conversations with them. You want to get to know what they like to do, and engage them in meaningful conversations, and that's gonna get you a long way. So thank you all for introducing yourself. Let's go down the slide and see what do we have going on. So what does a successful agent do? Well, they grow their business and they run their business. Obviously, today we're here to talk about growing business, and specifically lead generate for buyers and sellers. And we'll do that by working our sphere and our database. Now, one thing that I want you to remember from here is your number one thing is to grow your business and then run your business. Because a lot of times in the beginning, when you don't have a lot of things going on, obviously you're growing your business. But once you have a deal or two, sometimes people tend to drop the ball and just focus on that deal and not lead generate or work on their sphere. So this will be your number one mistake if you do that. So remember, always grow your business first, and that means every single day start with growing your business and then working on your business. Let's see who is on mute. Okay, now it's there. You go. Any requests come in? No. All right. So moving forward. So we talked about that. So what is a database? Any idea? Anybody?
Like database is the all the contact information, all the people that we know as a friend or business related, or somehow we knew them in the past. So the people are the contacts in our basically in our email list or in our phones. That's our database.
Okay. Anybody else?
I was just thinking like command, like all the information that we put into that portal and contacts and birthdays and interactions we have with them.
Okay, so command is like a database manager. So why do we use it?
I think of it as somewhere you can store a lot of information in multiple different ways. And you can, I come from a business background, and you can manipulate that data however you want to. You can use it to, in our case, use it to send out emails to specific people, tag them in different ways.
Exactly. So that database manager helps you stay organized, stay focused, and do exactly, do your follow-ups, take notes with, like if I were taking notes for I would have put now in my system that he likes soccer and his favorite team is not Galatasaray, but Fenerbahce and whatever. So this will help me when I do my calls in the future. When I call him, I will look into my notes first, and then I'll make the call. So that will help me with the conversation. What else can you use for that purpose? For example, can you use Facebook?
As database, database, yes.
Definitely.
Or do you mean getting information from Facebook, such as
more about getting information? Yeah.
Birthdays, new babies, pregnancies, weddings, any kind of things that can help you communicate and connect.
Correct.
The nice part about in your contacts is that you're getting so much information, but you could put all your notes, little things like that, on the notes and keep them. because you never remember everything about all your clients. And keeping up with that is good, because next time you call them, you want to say something about them. And that's just a really nice way of organizing.
Yes, and don't get me wrong, I'm not here to preach that command is the best. You have to have a database manager. Doesn't matter if it's command, if it's Excel spreadsheet. I was on Excel spreadsheet since day one, and actually I just did my transfer to command. So up until now, I was just using Excel spreadsheet. I had like names, all the contact information, and I also had a column that says the last day that I contacted the person. So, and I have a way of showing, like if it was too long, more than 4 months, this particular square will turn orange, and then I can see that I haven't called him, in 3 months, which will trigger me to call. So again, it's important to have database, not so much, you don't have to be stuck on commands, whatever you're comfortable with. Although Lydia might not like me saying that, but she's not on the call now. So next, the big picture. So again, talking about the database will help you with records, basically living records of business relationship. Obviously will help you nurture and manage those relationships, produce a predictable flow of business, and then improve your service and strengthen your relationship with your clients and sphere. Can somebody give me again an idea of the last one? How can it help you with strengthening those relationships?
Well, I guess like how Jane just said, like you can add the notes into like a database, and no matter what it is, Excel or something, you want to keep notes about like what's important to them, what they're recently celebrating. So like keeping organized or having a database that you consistently update will help you communicate and nurture that relationship so they know that you care.
Yes, exactly. Okay. So what is a database? We talked about it a little bit. So what is the purpose of your database? And why is it valuable? Can somebody talk more about that? I know we kind of touched on it, but let's expand a little bit on it.
Is it as simple as getting business, selling houses?
As simple as getting business and selling houses. That's the purpose. So let's talk about the main reason why you want to have a database and why you want to maintain it and work on it is that when this person in your database, the time for him comes to make a purchase, to sell his home, or even to refer somebody, you want to be the first name to pop up in his mind. That's why, database is not a one thing that's set and done. You have to constantly work on it. And that's what makes it valuable. So let's, anybody has an idea of what other industries are using database for prospecting and marketing? Like travel agencies, for example, or some, Who else is using a database and prospecting and marketing? Give me an idea.
I think a lot of businesses does, especially like, let's talk about the franchise, franchise business, like let's talk about simple as McDonald's. I mean, anytime, when they decide opening a place at certain location, they use a lot of database, they use a lot of, research and everything to make sure that it's gonna make it, it's gonna be successful. So, I believe that a lot of companies using it, small and big.
One thing that comes to my mind is like the dentist. I always get messages from them. It's your time for your 6-month cleaning, or like pretty much any company probably uses a database, but they use it to get us back in their chairs.
Insurance agents.
Insurance agent. Are you getting? I'm constantly getting emails from my insurance agent. You know, and sometimes calls too. So, are they effective? Are they working?
It does work. I believe it does work up to a certain level, for not for everybody maybe, but it works for a certain amount of percentage of the people that they're reaching.
Okay. I'll tell you when it's working with me. So if I get an email from somebody that I've met somewhere but I don't know very well, I don't pay too much attention to it. I most likely won't even open it. I'll delete it before even I look at it. But if I get an email from somebody that has contacted me on a regular basis, I will look into that email. So having systems and database is important, but you have to do all the activities. If you only do one thing, it doesn't work. Now, the main thing is obviously calls when it comes to database, talking to them. And that if you do that alone, it will be very helpful. But if, let's say, you just emailing or using direct mail to your database, that's not going to do you much good. I took a bold class, I think a couple years ago, when the guy who was doing the class said he has been getting emails for like 7 or 8 years from a person that he didn't remember how he met. And then he got a phone call from her, and she said that they met in a conference somewhere, and up until then he didn't know who that person was, and then he remembered when he spoke to her. And then next time he got an email, he would actually open the email and look at it. So he was getting those emails for so many years and never looked at them. And the moment he got the phone call, he started opening those emails and looking at them and now knowing who the person is. So it's not just one thing that you have to do, but there are many things. So I always like to talk about branding. When it comes to your database, you want to hit them from several different ways. You don't want to just do emails. You want to do phone calls. You want to do emails. You want to do direct mail. You want to do social media. I mean, social media is the easiest, I would say, but you cannot do it just by doing social media. You know, you have to do the phone calls as well. You have to do the, events, meet them. So there's so many ways to keep in touch with them. The more you do it, the better. Because, in the beginning when I said that my name is Tony and I'm actually Tony the Realtor, I gave that, and every time I come to the office, somebody's gonna say, "Hey, Tony the Realtor." It's like some people might say it as a joke, other might just stick to them. That's what I want. I want to, when people say Tony, somebody say, "Oh, Tony the Realtor," or whatever, or when they think of Realtor, to think of me. And that's the reason why I decide to promote myself as Tony the Realtor. And every time I do my social media posts or videos, I'll say, "Hey, this is Tony the Realtor." And guess what? I mean, friends, family, people in the office, when they meet them now, they joke about it, and it's fun. And that's what I'm looking for. So branding is the name of the game in my eyes. And branding working on your database and doing a branding around them, it's awesome. You can do it in a different way. You can do a farming an area, but if you're going to be farming an area, you also have to hit them from different angles. Let's say you do direct mail, you do open house, you go to let's say if you are farming an area where your kids go to school, you are part of the PTO, or you are part of the chamber, the commerce chamber. So there's so many ways that you can hit certain pool of people, and the more you do it and the more consistent you are, the better results you'll get. And then moving along, any questions here? As I said, feel free to ask questions if something comes to mind. So 3 levels of millionaire database. So number 1 is the essential. Pretty much you have the name, contact info, past business. So was it a client? Is it a friend of yours? And what type of communication they prefer. So a lot of people now don't like to be called. They prefer text messages, Facebook Messenger, a lot of social media, communication. And some people are old school. They like the phone call. They like to meet in person. So I would say you gotta work around them and whatever their preferences are. So if you want to be, so just having the essentials, they say that you can be a millionaire dollar, a millionaire real estate agent, just having the essentials. But if you want to work more on your database and make it even better, there are a few other things. So the effective database, you have to obtain a permission to talk to your people in the database, collect personal inside information, just things that we were saying, like, I could like soccer, this guy is a dog person, somebody else likes to ride a bike. So this will help you also tag. Let's say you're using a command. In command, you can tag groups of people based on their interest, right? I heard an agent, he will tag them, let's say he has a ABC type of contacts in his database. An A will be close friends and family that know him, that refer business to him. A B will be somebody that you might need to jog his memory a little bit to remember who you are, but he knows you. And a C will be like a cold, more like an open house contact that don't know you very well. So for those type of people, you might have different type of messages, and based on that, you can, send different type of communication. Same thing goes for dogs. A lot of people like dogs, and you can tag them as dog people, and you can send them something related to dogs, like, whatever it is. So command and tags will help you be purposeful, and this will actually improve the quality of your relationship with your people. And then last thing is having an exceptional database is basically helping your database, and a couple of ways you can do that. One is clearly using technology, and the other way is through other people. You can outsource that and have other people do that for you. So obviously the technology and command will be a cheaper way, but at some point, if you have a huge database and you're doing a huge volume, and you want to delegate stuff to be done by other people, so you can focus on let's say listing appointments and buyers. So this is more of off-hands approach, and having things just moving on their own. Any questions here? This is going great. No question.
I actually have one. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Mary.
So do you have any suggestions, like, because I'm newer, I haven't really started my database, but I don't want to overthink it either, but is it difficult to change things once you have it set up, or do you have suggestions for like what type of thought to give it before you set it up, or as far as how you want to organize it, or
How you want to organize it? Well, if you're using command will let you tag them in many ways. So I have right now, I have the way I organize it, I'll tag them based, let's say some of them I don't have addresses, so I'll have to, if I want to do direct mail, I want to make sure I'm sending them to people that have addresses, right? Some I don't have phone numbers, so I will tag those to know what I have and what I don't. And then I'm actually in a process to updating my database and actually I just want to get my ABC there as well. So the ones that know me, that have referred business to me, that are past clients or current, be my A and then my B and C. So, and this is, you have to decide what best works for you. But I would also, at some point, I will have to go deeper and divide it by other things as well, depending on their interest. But I haven't thought about it. But for now, I would spread them by A, B, C, basically. Does this answer your question?
yes, thank you.
Excellent. Next slide. Why use a database? So now we know the 3 levels of the millionaire database. Again, we talked about it, but let's expand a little more on it and give me why would you use a database? Let's talk a little more about it, and I would like to hear from some people that haven't joined us yet on the conversation. Anybody? Yeah.
A good way to manage your contacts.
Good way to manage your contacts, yes. So
to have everyone in just one spot, to not have to go from place to place trying to figure out your contacts, and you have everything just in one place and it's just easier to manage.
And management and being consistent with management and engaging your database. You can, with a CRM, you can be consistent with how you connect with them.
Correct. So what does it mean to avoid the today's trap?
I have no idea.
Anybody?
Getting to add them in or not adding to your database. Just business cards that I go to Chamber of Commerce events sometimes. I just put them away and I forget to add them.
Okay. So adding to today's trap, the way I see it is not letting the day to be away and take you away from the main activity. So if you have a database and if you're nurturing it and you're working on it, what actually people do is they'll look at it the day before and say, here is what I have to do tomorrow, early in the morning or whatever the time they have blocked for nurturing their database, and say, I'm gonna contact these 10 people tomorrow and try to have meaningful conversations, instead of not having that database and getting to the office or working from home and you get on your email and you see that you have a deal going on and somebody is requesting to schedule an inspection, and then you're starting to work on that, and your day gets scared away. So this is how I see avoiding the today's trap. Prioritizing your schedule and starting with the most important things, which is growing your database and working on it and nurturing it. Why would you have then a predictable ROI? And what's ROI? Return of investment, right? So why would you have a predictable thing, predictable return of investment, if you are avoiding the today's trap? Well, I'll tell you why. I don't have a predictable return of investment right now because I haven't been working the right way my sphere for the last several months. I was riding the wave, I had deals going on, and I was neglecting my sphere. And right now, I got no return of investment because I didn't invest anything in my sphere. So if I would have done that every day or whatever days you said of the week, I didn't even, initially I was planning to work on my sphere 4 days a week for a couple of hours. And I did not do that. I did it in a very minimal amount. And I'm paying the price right now. So that's, if you work your sphere and you avoid today's trap, you will have a predictable return of investment. And we'll talk about it a little more in the next couple of slides about what you can expect from your sphere and the people that you talk to. So initially, when I started in Keller Williams, they would say that for every 12 contacts, you get 2 deals per year. Why not every 6 contacts get 1 deal? The reason is that most likely from those 12 contacts, you have one of them buy or sell, and one of them would have referred somebody to you that would buy and sell. So using the National Association of Realtors info, they say that now they say every 10 years somebody will move, will make either buy or sell real estate. I think initially when I started, they were saying that it was every 7 to 8 years. So that means that one of every 10 people that you know is most likely going to make a real estate move this year, So let's take a look at those numbers. Talking about today's and tomorrow's business, and basically, as I said, the NAR says that every 10 years somebody's going to make a move. So if you are focusing on the people that are going to make a move only this year, we're talking about 10% of the people. And from those 10%, let's take a look at this thing. So this is where we have 100 people here. Wait a second, let's see. So if you're focusing only on the people that are making a move now, and you're not nurturing your database and working on them, you will be basically fighting for the 10 people that will be buying this year. But guess what? Most of those people will have somebody in mind, or will have an agent because they have been nurtured, or they just went online and found somebody because nobody was nurturing them during the years. And it's going to be very hard for you to compete for that business. So therefore, you will work on your today's business, but you have a very few people to work with. If you are nurturing your whole database, now I might not be buying today or tomorrow, I might be buying in 3 years, but if you keep in touch with me, in 3 years time, when the time is right, I will come to you just naturally because we've been in touch. And this is what you want from your database. So the problem here for newer agents that I see is, I mean, it's not a problem, it's just a natural thing, it takes time to get things going. It takes time. I closed 4 deals in my first year in real estate. I barely covered my expenses. It was very tough, you know. It takes time to get things going, to get people to know that you're in business. I remember when I got into real estate, John said, make sure you're not a secret agent. Go ahead and call everybody that you know and let them know you're, you know, doing real estate now. And I did that. And I did that 3 months later. And guess what? Most of the people that I call, maybe not most, but at least half of them did not remember our first conversation. And they asked, previously I was working in trucking. So they'll say, hey, how is trucking? I said, hey, dude, I called you 3 months ago. I told you I wasn't in trucking. I'm doing real estate now. And I had even more painful conversation where they'll say, you know what, we are out and looking for a house with another realtor right now. I completely forgot that you are in real estate now, you know. So, and you have those cases. That's normal, you know. But it's on me that he doesn't know that I'm in real estate, or he forgot, or it just takes time in the beginning, you know. That's why my advice to anybody who is new in the business is just keep at it. Don't give up. Don't quit. Consistency is the key, but it doesn't pay off right away. You know, in order to get things going, it's gonna take time. There are other ways that you can get now business, and you can get now business even from your database. But the more you do it, the better it gets. Now, let's say you want to work. Another now business is cold calling expired for sale by owners. You know, this is also now business because those people, they want to sell now. They've been on the market. So if you want to work on that as well, parallel with your database, that's fine. But your long-term goal is your database, because this is when things when things start moving. You know, you will be getting those calls that you couldn't get in the beginning. So going back to how often people move, and if let's say they move once on every 10 years, if you had 100 people in your database, and 100 people is, I wouldn't say it's not a lot. I'm sure that every one of you now, if they put their phone book, they'll have more than 100 contacts, right? So if you're just working 100 people of your database, maybe not in the first year, but in the second, third year, you should be getting at least 10 deals out of them. So I want to repeat that. If you're working only on 100 people out of your database, but you work them the right way, you should be getting 10 deals out of them. So who would like to have 10 deals, 10 deals next year who just started in real estate? Would that be good?
That would be a start.
I would think that would be great, especially since we just started, or some of us just started.
Yeah, most definitely.
Well, what if you have 300 people in your database and you do work them? Maybe not in the first year, but I guarantee you that in the second year, you will be at 30 deals. It's all up to you, you know? And my second year, I think I had 9 deals, right? And in all honesty, and Joe will do that. If I would have gone to Joe and say, listen, Joe, this thing is not really working out for me. I only had 9 deals this year. What happened? You promised me more. You said if I have 300 contacts, I'll have 30 deals. Well, he would have asked me, what did you do? How did did you do the activities? Did you call them every 3 months? Did you send them emails? Did you put them on a drip campaign? You know, Did you meet them for, you know, an event or whatever? And the answer would have been no, I did not do that. I did very little of it. So we'll talk about it shortly of what you have to do pretty much yearly, how to keep in touch with them that will give you results, which is the 36 touch program, which is further down. So let's see what's next. Anybody has any questions here? Okay, so why use database? Take advantage of predictable return of investment. 3 important considerations. Lowest lead cost. So how much would it cost you to pick up the phone and call somebody from your sphere? Not a lot financially. It might cost you some time, but if you are buying leads from Zillow, it's going to cost you a lot. So I contacted Zillow a couple of years ago to ask them what would they offer for Park Ridge leads, and they told me for about 10 leads a month, they are looking for about $2,000. I said, okay, I'd rather be calling people from my sphere. So why use your database when it comes to conversion rates? So if I get 10 leads from Zillow, and I was asking them, what's the conversion rate of those 10 leads? How many of those 10 leads turn into actual deals? And they said that their best agents, or maybe average agents, were doing 3 to 4% out of the leads. They were converting them to deals. So on every 100 leads, which is about 10 months of leads, so that's about $20,000. I will be converting 3 to 4 deals. When you work with people you know, your conversion rate is higher. Why? Because people like to work with people that they know and they trust. And that's what you will become if you are nurturing your database and you're working on it every day. And your database, obviously, it pays for itself. So we actually have a free database manager, which is Command, right? We can use it for email campaigns. You can pay to have direct mail as well, but you don't have to do that in the beginning. Gary Keller has one saying, lead with revenue. So if you do the phone calls and if you do the email campaigns and perhaps meet people, obviously it's kind of hard to meet people now because of COVID, but I would start do that when it gets warmer in the spring. I'll be meeting people outside for coffee, or lunch. But right now I don't feel comfortable meeting them anywhere inside, clearly, and they probably won't feel comfortable with that as well. So you have to find ways to be creative and meet with people. That will help you a lot. Any questions here? No?
No questions on my end.
Okay. So develop your database. What do we have here? So developing your database means feed it constantly, segment it into groups using tags, engage it with your touch campaigns, and tend it over time. Clean up your database, make sure it's up to date. You don't want to have 2,000 contacts and actually communicating only to 300 people. So you want to make sure that it's tended to. So let's take a look at one way of getting the two ways of getting business is basically marketing and prospecting. What's the plus of marketing? It's passive. The negative that it requires to have money, and it gives you long-term results. So, like, give me an example of marketing. Anybody?
Social media.
Say that again?
A
A
billboard.
commercial?
Doing direct mailers.
Yeah, direct mailers is one of them. Anybody has any idea how much it costs to do a direct mailer?
No.
$169 for, I want to say like 50. Oh man, I need to check. It's been a bit, sorry. No, that's $168 for 200.
Okay. So I use a company called Corfact, and I think I'm doing 460 mailers for about $280. So it's about 60 cents. But I use small 4x6 cards because I'm cheap. Now, so I wanna the idea of, now I'll talk about touches, but I just want to say that direct mail is a form of, attaching your sphere, right? Or whoever you want to touch. The key here is consistency. You're not gonna get anything out of just one direct mail that you send out to 1,000 people. I rather send 100 people 10 times something than send 1,000 people one time something, So consistency, it's all about, again, going to branding. You want to hit them, let's say, every month with something. So they they see you over and over again before they remember you. And sometimes, most of the time, they don't think about real estate and selling or buying. So you got to hit them in the right time, right? When they think about selling, they might say, okay, I was getting this from this guy, and then next week they got a direct mail from you. They got a postcard, right? Oh, there it is. That's Tony. Yeah, I've seen him. I met him once. He's on my Facebook. He must, he called me a couple of times, whatever. And that's how it works. It's a combination of things, and it's more of long-term results. So if you're going to be doing something like that, you have to budget for a long period of time, like direct mail. If I would do a direct mail, I would say at least a minimum of a year, up to 3 years. So you have to budget for that for 3 years before you get some solid results. So you can be just sending it once or twice and expect something to happen. Although it does happen sometimes, even on the first few times. I know Sheena had some success with just listed or just sold, and I've heard other people also, get business out of it. But ultimately, it takes time. It takes time. Now, going to prospecting, it's not passive. It's time intensive. It's proactive, but you can get immediate results because you get somebody on the phone, you talk to him, see if he's thinking of moving or if he knows somebody, And again, I'm not saying call your sphere and say, hey, are you buying or selling all the time? Just have a conversation. It will naturally it will come to that, If you ask questions about them, how things are going, he will ask questions about you and how it's working, then, naturally you can lead the conversation to are you, looking to buy or sell, if you know somebody who's looking to buy or sell. So I would say if you're a newer agent and you don't have a lot of, if you don't have budget for marketing, the best way to start is clearly prospecting. And then over time, when things are and you're making money, marketing. So it's a combination of both. Prospecting, that's marketing enhanced. Okay. Any questions here?
Tony, I
So
wanted to
this,
ask
so,
something earlier. You mentioned
Mhm.
Carfax for mailers. Now, do they look up the addresses for you, or you have to give them the list?
I no, in my case, I was giving them the list, yeah, because I wanted certain people to be targeted, so I uploaded the list and the rest they did.
Are you talking
And
about
also
like people in
yeah,
the area? Let's say you're sending out open houses or just listed, just sold in a certain area. How do you get your list?
personally, I was targeting actually. I'm Bulgarian, as you know. Most of the people don't. Eastern Europe, and I was targeting people that are from Bulgaria. How did I get the list? Through Remind.
Oh, okay, okay.
So yeah, that it's what I did is I actually went. I think it was another tool that we had before Remind, right? I don't know what was it called now, but I would pull the names of the people in Cook County and I'll cross-reference them with Bulgarian names because they're very specific. And I will be, I was targeting them.
Okay.
So that's how I did it.
Thank you.
Okay, so so this is the way. So the feeding your database consistently can be done by marketing or prospecting. Let's see what's next. So the second thing was tagging them, right? Putting them into groups so you can have a better message to those people. And I think Mary was asking me before about ways to put them into groups. Here are some ways. So people that I've done business or I haven't done, active clients, past clients, somebody who has referred business to me. Those people are, I love those people. So, they should be special. You should treat them as VIP if you will. So what ways you can do is I would personally prefer, if somebody referred business to me, I would always take him out for a lunch. Not in 2020, but in 2019 and before, and hopefully soon in 2021. Now, what else you can do is you can send them a Starbucks gift card, and just tell them that you appreciate their referral. I do a lot of my inspections are done by a company called Brick Kicker, and every time I have an inspection with them, they will send to my office a Hershey chocolate, and they will say referrals are sweet, and they'll thank me for the referral. Now, I don't use them for the chocolate, don't get me wrong. I use them because I like the way they do business, but it's the way that they appreciate my referrals, and I think that's what you gotta do also with the people that refer business to you. So find
I'm
say that
sorry,
again?
Tony. What's the name of that company? I didn't hear it.
Brick Kicker. Brick Kicker.
Oh, Brick.
Yeah, Brick Kicker home inspection. Yeah.
Okay.
So
sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Other ways to tag those people are investors, vendors. So I do a lot of work with investors. So if I have a property that I think it's a good deal, I can just go to command and send all my investors that property, and somebody's gonna be interested, right? There you go. So next is what do we have? Oh, right here, slide 23. I'm not going to be going through this now, but if you have questions related to command and how to tag clients, you can ask Lydia. I'm sure she'll be more than happy to help. Okay, so here is something I would like to talk more about. So leads, contacts, and touch campaign. So Keller Williams had for a long time something called the 33 touch, which they changed to 36 touch, and it's on the right. They actually we had a class just for that that I've taken like a couple of times, and it's awesome. But I don't know when we'll have an instructor to do that again. We'll let you know. But what do you do with your contacts? And I'm not going to talk about leads, but mainly about contacts. And your database, your sphere. Yearly, you want to at least call them 4 times. So every quarter, you got to call your sphere. Now, anything past the 4 touches or telephone calls, the bi-weekly emails, maybe the events, yes, but direct mail and emails, those things are pointless unless you do your 4 calls. You do the quarterly calls. As I gave you this example, this agent that was getting emails from somebody for so many years, he never opened a single email until he got a phone call from her. So, and I do that as well. If I get an email from somebody that I've worked in the past, we have a good relationship, I'll most likely open that email and look at it. If it's somebody that I met on a when we do both, there's a lot of people that come and sponsor the class. They'll somehow get your email through the people that organize the class. Those emails that I receive from vendors, I don't usually look at them unless I have a personal relationship with them, or if I've spoken to them, they have called me. So it's going to be the same way with the people you know, and people that you've met. So you have to make it personal. You have to make those phone calls. And a lot of times I hear people say, well, what do I talk to them about? You know, I'm sure there will be a class with scripts and role play, but I don't know if Kim talked to you about the 4th conversation on Friday, but just have a conversation about their family. The 4th conversation is family, occupation, recreation, what they like to do, and their dreams. You know, so if you have a meaningful conversation about that, you can take a lot of notes in your and put them in your database manager. That will just help you tremendously going forward and just keeping in touch with those people. As I said, every time you call somebody from your sphere, make sure you review your notes from the previous time you spoke to them. So this way you're prepared and you know how to start the conversation. I would sometimes, if I don't have notes, what I'll do is I'm just going to go on Facebook, because I pretty much have everybody in my database in my Facebook, and I'll look through their feed and see what they posted lately, and I can engage them in that way. Just you can say, hey,
Tony,
I saw you. Yeah.
There are 2 people that were kicked off the call, Georgia and I think Mary Kay, and they're trying to get in, but it says you have to let them in.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Okay. Ladies, you back? Okay. So, as I was saying, if you're looking for a way to start a conversation, it's somebody you haven't seen in a while, but you have him on your Facebook, just go through his Facebook feed, see what he's posting, and engage him on that. What else? So you can set up bi-weekly emails through command. Smart plans, or you can smart plans I think run once a month, and you can just do a newsletter the other time and send them a couple of emails. Events, get together, parties, to do now. So you gotta be creative. Does anybody have an idea? Because I'm struggling with this. I want to hear what ideas would you have, something to replace the events and get-togethers and parties.
Zoom call or little conference thing like we're doing now.
Yeah, but like Zoom call of what, happy hour? Like what is it like? Give me some ideas.
In one of my friends MLM's multi-level marketing, network marketing, they did like a Facebook event for some product, and then they were doing a giveaway. I don't know how that would relate to real estate, but I know some people have done giveaways as well. Sorry.
What else? Any other ideas?
Definitely stemming off of like a Zoom meeting or Facebook meeting, but like maybe like an informational night, like maybe people who are in your sphere, or people that like you can host like a real estate renting versus buying Y2 type of thing, kind of show your sphere that like now you're the expert in real estate a little bit. Fake it till you make it.
I like that.
Yeah, I really like that idea, Dominic.
So let's say you have an idea like that. Would that give you actually an excuse to call somebody and say, hey, George, you know what? I'm hosting a first-time home buyer seminar on Zoom next Friday. Would you be interested in joining us? He might say, well, no, I'm at my place. I have no intentions of moving. How about somebody that you know? Oh yeah, this guy from my work. He was telling me that he was gonna buy something in the next this summer, and I don't know. He knows the process. Maybe that will be beneficial for him. So it gives you an excuse to call somebody and say, hey, I'm doing this and this. So not only you doing the event, but you're making the phone call as well. So use that every time you have something that might be of value. Just use it as an excuse to have a touch. And sometimes I call to bring that. So for example, it's around now, it's January 11, right? All my clients that bought something in 2019, not 2020, but 2019, have to apply for their homeowner exemption. And the form is available now on Cook County Assessor's Office or whatever it is. So I would actually get the form and email it to them, and I'll give them a call and say, hey, by the way, I just emailed you the form. You have to apply for your homeowner exemption. So just give me another excuse to call them, and then I'll start conversation. And it might come to that I'll ask them if they know anybody looking to buy or sell, or it might not. It depends how I feel. It depends how I feel, and the conversation is going. But again, it was a phone call. It was a touch, and it's the most important way of, the most important touch that you can do. Okay, and then so we have 4 phone calls, 26 emails, 2 events get together, so you can substitute that with Zoom call, and 4 other touches using direct mail, magnets, calendars, market reports. So one thing that I do that is not exactly a direct mail, but every time I have a client that closes on a house, and I work mostly with buyers, um, I will have a, I will I'll take a picture of them in front of the house on the day of the closing when you do the final walkthrough, and I'll then put it on I'll do a magnet picture that they can put on their refrigerator, and I'll put my credentials on it. And maybe I'll write something funny or not, and I'll put the date of the closing. So it's a sentimental thing for them. But what they'll do is they most likely will stick it on their fridge, and it's gonna stay there for forever. Because you know what happens? People put stuff on their fridge and stay there forever. Now, is that gonna help me stay in front of them for a foreseeable future every time they're in the kitchen? Yes. What else is gonna help me with every time they have a guest who is in their kitchen looking around and say, oh, there you go. Oh, that's you. Okay, that's close. And Tony, the realtor, sold you that home. Okay. I saw that from I went to a friend of mine's house, and I saw him. He had a picture of himself with entire family and another guy in front of a car, his car. And I said, and it was a Polaroid picture, those instant pictures that come out, not like a digital. But this guy put it in a frame that you can stick to your fridge, and he was the car salesperson in Wisconsin. When my friend went to buy his car, he went with his entire family. This guy had somebody from the office took a picture of them in front of the car, and had this magnet thing that you put on top of the picture with his credentials, his information, and now it's stuck on their fridge forever. They have said, oh, that's a nice memory I have, buying my car. And I said, wow, that's an awesome idea for me. So I do the same thing. So just any way possible for me to stay in front of my past clients, friends and family, is going to be helpful. And when I say friends and family, if you haven't experienced that, you will. Some of your friends and family will end up buying or selling with another agent. And just the way it is. I had experienced that, and it was very painful because I believe the commission would have been like $15,000. It was about $640,000 purchase. So ouch. But don't blame them. Blame yourself because you weren't on top of it. And that's why if you do those 4 phone calls, those emails, those events, and direct mails and stuff, you will be in front of their eyes every time they think of real estate, they'll think of you. And then even then sometimes you might not even get it, but that's another story. Okay, we're wrapping up. I'm sorry, it takes a little more than expected. Where we are right now. 2 ways to build your database around testimonials and reviews. And regularly update and prune your database. So as I said, you want to make sure that your database is up to date. You don't want to have people there that you don't know how you know, and you don't have good contact information. So you want to make sure you trim it. Just keep the ones that are, I mean, the more the merrier, but you have to have the contact information and to have meaningful relationship with them. Some of them can be, I have some people in my database that I just use on a email drip campaign, and I never call them. But those people are like, I was about to delete them from my database, and I decided not to, but I'm just going to keep them on a drip campaign. So I don't expect anything from them. Maybe I will get something down the road, but instead of deleting them, I just like to keep them as at least it's some form of exposure. If they're getting emails from me, it's good enough. Real quick here, reviews. I ask every single client of mine to leave a review. Why? Because if you're doing business with somebody that you don't know, or somebody that was a referral, and what he'll do is probably go and look you up, right? So if you go look up on Google Tony the Realtor, or more like Tony Stoichek, because Tony the Realtor will have a lot of other realtors. But if you Google Tony Stoichek and you go on Zillow, you probably will see some 20-some reviews for me. It's not a lot. I've seen agents with hundreds of thousand reviews, but it is something, you know, and that gives you some credibility with people that you don't know. And that's why reviews are important, and testimonials. And I ask all my clients to leave reviews, and if they don't, I'll follow up with them. And some of them, you know, end up not leaving reviews for me, but most of them do. Yeah, go ahead.
I have a question, just a question about that. Where do the customers get the reviews from? Is that something that's automatic sent from Keller Williams, or?
No. I would send them an email with 5 links: Facebook, Zillow, Realtor, Yelp, I'm sorry, and one more. I forgot which one was it. And I'll ask them to click on the links and leave a review.
Okay.
So it's not automatic. You have to ask them. Now, when you have a deal and it closes, Realtor.com and Zillow will send you an email that says, "Hey, we see that you just closed the deal. Click on that link, and we'll send and type the email, and we'll send a request to your client to leave a review."
Okay.
So they do that, but I would send them one email. I'll write, "Hey, you know, I had a great experience working with you. It's very important if you can leave a review, blah blah blah," and do it that way. Okay, almost done, guys. Recap and So tell me about your ahas and ahas to achievements. So let's see. How has your thinking changed? Any ideas that you were able to get throughout this hour and a half? Do you feel differently about something? I want to hear from most of you, because I've been talking a lot and I'm losing my voice now. Okay.
Yes, I got a lot of ahas from you, Tony, and I appreciate everything you taught us. Specifically was the 33 touch and the farming, that you don't need to send mailers to every single listing. It took me a while to do that, and focus on an area for geofarming.
Okay. Awesome.
Yes. Well, I can say the importance of the working on my Sapphire with the contact, you know, for the future, you know, to creating the future referrals and the future clients, and the nurturing my database with the, you know, setting up a set schedule, following through, and also the other thing is to take care of your the referral. You know, obviously, if we have referral, is not only a thank you for your referring, but also doing something special for them.
See, in my other business, I always send thank you notes when I receive an order. So I love the idea of the picture. That's great. It's really keeps you out there in front of them all the time. I mean, everybody's in your kitchen, right? Even if you have parties, everybody collects in the kitchen for sure. So that's a great idea. And I love the referrals. Can you go over again? I know you didn't remember one of them, but you said, what were the 5?
It was Facebook, Zillow, Realtor.com, Yelp, and Google. I'm sorry, yeah. I'm on Google too, but you gotta register to be on Google. So people Google everything. That's why I had to.
Uh-oh, is he stuck again?
Tony, I think we lost you.
Yeah, Tony's frozen.
Georgia got dropped again too.
No.
Uh-oh. Well, does anyone have questions?
No, I don't have any questions.
No.
I think that was the end of it anyway, no?
Yeah, it was done. I'm pretty sure.
It seems like that.
Yeah.
All right, I think we'll just end it then if anyone has questions. If Tony's there, thank you, Tony.
Thank you,
Thank
Tony.
you guys. I hope you guys have
Thanks,
a great
everybody.
day.
Thank you.
Have a great day, everyone.
Nice little helpful hints.
Definitely.
Bye.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.